Can I have a salary? Sure. Make sure you come every single day. You only get 2 weeks off a year. You got to come 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. You get a salary. Everyone knows that trade already. What is stacking flows? What does stacking the flow of income mean? And how would that lead to freedom? Freedom is a really hard topic to make a video on, because if everybody had freedom, we wouldn't need these videos. We wouldn't need to give advice. We wouldn't have people struggling in the world. And obviously we have billions of people who don't have freedom. We have millions of people stuck in dead-end jobs that they hate. We have millions of people who aren't happy with their life. We have millions of people in poverty. So if we could just make a video that would fix all that, we should have done that already. So I don't know how impactful this video is for everyone, but what I'm gonna do in this video is explain to you how I got the most freedom possible in my life. What were the key elements to that? What happened to me? What did I have to learn? So if I can share with you my pillars of freedom today, if you can take away even just a bit of knowledge to increase the freedom in your life, I think we'll have done the best job we can. So my name is Rich UX. Okay, I'm a YouTuber. I'm a digital marketer by trade. I teach people things online. I help people coach. I work in a community setting, and I'm going to talk about all those things today and how maybe you can do the same, how you can take your first step towards freedom, what that's going to look like for you. So I hope to bring you something of value today if you just stick with me, okay? So freedom's a tough word, you know, not everybody even knows what to do with freedom. I mean, let's say you have all the time in the world. Do you even know what to do with it? Let's say that money's not important. Where do you go next, right? Because money is something that is critical in freedom. Money is something we need in our life. That's the world we live in. And is that good? Is that bad? I'm not sure. That's not the point. But we're gonna have to talk about money today. We're gonna have to talk about purpose today. We're gonna have to talk about taking action today, but I'm gonna try and give you a formula that I followed. So like 3-4 years ago, I didn't have a lot of freedom. I was struggling to find money. I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna be free. I knew I wanted to be free for many years already. I read Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek in like 2006. It's 2022, that's like 16 years ago. I've been chasing the 4-Hour Workweek, and honestly, I'd say I've almost achieved it. I probably work 1 to 2 hours a day, you know? I make at least $10,000 a month now, and I don't have to have a boss. How did I do all that? How can you potentially do all that? Can you be me? I don't know. Are you like me? I don't know. Maybe. If even one of you can achieve what I've achieved from this video, then this is a success. So just keep listening. Maybe you're doing the dishes, maybe you're going for a walk. You know, I'm not gonna rush this video. But like I said, just 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't have anything. Absolutely nothing. You know, I made maybe $1,000 a month. You know, it's not enough. I was just looking at my budget last night. You need like $5,000-6,000 to live anywhere. You know, it's like to be comfortable, to be free in the mind, to be free with your time, you need like $4,000 or $5,000, right? And you need it regularly. You can't just get it once. So we're gonna talk about that throughout this video. The most important thing I did was I accepted who I was. I accepted what I was good at. I submitted to my natural way of being. I did not look outside myself. I did not compare myself to others. I did not force myself in a path that I didn't believe in. I asked myself, like, what am I actually good at? What can I do with my natural God-given skills? I can talk. I can write a little bit. I'm good with computers. I'm good at sitting in front of a computer. Those are two different things, you know? I'm good at bringing people around a shared idea, community building. You know, there's various elements there that maybe you have, maybe you don't. And it doesn't matter. What's important is that you actually accept who you are and stop trying to be outside of yourself. One of the most important books for me on my journey was the Ikigai book. You know, I'm sure by now someone told you about Ikigai. It got popular the last few years. Ikigai is like a reason for being, right? In Japan, people are very fulfilled. People live a long time. People aren't as depressed. Why is that? Because they pick a job or a vocation in life that actually means something to them. They aren't great at music and then they go into investment banking. They aren't great at crafts and painting and then they go into engineering. They aren't great at engineering and then they go into like making textiles. Like, you have to find alignment in your work, because work is the energy, the proof of commitment to the society, the value you bring to society. Proof of work is so important. You're never going anywhere without work. You're gonna have to work hard, you're gonna have to work smart. But if you do it in the right order, freedom is on the menu, right? Ikigai means that you pick a job in life that you're good at. It doesn't have to necessarily pay a lot. Just by starting the pathway of picking something you're good at is gonna start this process. So I picked something I'm good at, computers. You can't just pick something you're good at, right? What if you're good at soccer? What if you're good at parkour? What if you're good at rock climbing? I mean, those might be good choices, but one of the missing elements is that you pick something that you can do that brings value to others. When you bring value to others, you will stimulate economic returns. When you bring values to others, they will give you things in return, and many times that's money. And that's going to be another core part of freedom. We're going to get to that, money. Most people think they can't make enough money, but that's because you haven't even accepted who you are yet. You haven't even started the path of commitment and dedication to people where you bring value to them. Okay, so notice, you pick something you're good at, you pick something that brings value to others, you pick something you enjoy, and this is critical too. If you don't enjoy investment banking, if you don't enjoy being a doctor, if you don't enjoy being a lawyer, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna run out of energy. You're gonna run out of dedication power. You're gonna quit. You're gonna look for something else. Grass is always greener. It's not gonna work. And time again, people know they need money, so they look up at the jobs of what pays the most money. They completely ignore their reason for being. They completely ignore their true nature and skills. And by choosing something that's like, well, this pays a lot, they think they've solved all their life problems. All of a sudden, they work 50 hours a week, no freedom there. They're stuck in a career they don't really like. Now they're getting slightly depressed. They're losing their motivation. The fire in their life is gone. And that's why it begins with finding an alignment with what you like, what you're good at, and what people need you for, and they're gonna pay you for. Maybe you didn't know this, but what do people actually pay for? They pay for things that they don't know how to do or they don't want to do. Very few people know how to build a house, they pay someone else. Very few people want to clean their house, they pay for someone else. Very few people know how to fix their car, they pay someone else. Very few people want to walk their dog every day, they pay someone else. Very few people know how to ski, they pay an instructor. Very few people want to cut their grass and trim their trees, they pay someone else. Very few people know how to make a website, they pay someone else. Very few people want to edit videos, they pay someone else. Okay, so always remember where money comes from. People pay money for things they don't know how to do or they don't want to do. And bigger than that, people pay other people to help them transform something in their life, to transform their career outcomes, to transform how they have relationships, to transform their habits. People pay for that all the time. So if there's nothing, if you're gonna shut this video off right now, go ahead. You already heard the most important part, is that you accept who you are and you stop going against the stream. You stop going against that energy. There is a purpose already planted within inside of you universally. I'm sorry, I didn't make that rule. I play with that rule, okay? Please question what you do today if it's not in alignment with what you like, what you're good at, and what other people want. Like, if you're an artist right now, you're a creative person and you've been making drawings and art for like 3 years and you're not making any money, but you're great at it and you love it, you better start asking yourself, like, do people need my art? And either you stop that, or you need to pivot in a way to position your art to make it more necessary for the world. Maybe you need to stop drawing those landscapes, and you need to start doing more political cartoons to wake people up about all the atrocities in the world. Maybe you need to start doing those portraits of animals and do portraits of people. Maybe you need to stop, making crafts that people don't buy and make crafts for a purpose or organization that needs you to back them up in that way. I don't know. I'm not really an artist myself, but I know a lot of artists struggle with making money and getting freedom, yet they're very talented. They love what they do, and yet they fail to put their art forms in a way that people actually need. Very few people need art. Very few people want art. And if they can't make art, they don't care. It's not a problem in people's lives. And I just think there's a lot of people in art. It could be other topics too. But you see, if you don't get that first step right, none of this really gonna work. So for me, I accept it. I understand how online tools work. I understand how software works. I understand how videos work. I have to utilize that. What's cool is you can develop new skills. You can develop new skills that you'll love. You can learn to do new things by using YouTube or online courses. You don't need to go to university. That takes way too long. And that's the thing. Many people spend 4 years to learn something that they don't actually like. You can now spend 30 days and see, do I like this or not? 30 days in coding, 30 days in writing, 30 days in making online businesses, 30 days in making videos. Do you like any of those? What if you spent 12 straight months just learning, and then after 12 months, you know what you're good at, you know what you like. Now we're on to something. Now here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get energy, you're gonna get fire, you're gonna get motivation, you're gonna have fun again. You always know if you're on the right path when you lose track of time, when you can do something as long as you need to do. If you're in your job, did you look at the clock today? Were you like, is it 5 o'clock yet? I got to get the hell out of here. I got to go do something I like. You're not going to make the freedom you need. So analyze whether you are actually doing something where time doesn't matter. That's how you'll know. That's how you'll know you're on the right track. And if you're being paid to be in the flow like that, we call it flow state, where time doesn't matter. If you're being paid to do that, you're absolutely gonna find freedom. Doesn't matter what else I say in this video. So, like I said, I actually did that. I got into alignment with myself. I accepted I have to do this. I left my career in the legal field. I stopped focusing on many other things. I just did one thing. The thing I was best at, the thing that people need the most, the thing I like the most. There's a cross section. And I believe that that was the key element that brought me to this stage. Okay, having the freedom I have today. And like I said, working just a couple hours a day. And some days I don't work 3-4 days in a row. And I'm not worried about having enough money at the end of the month. Let's talk about money. It's pretty obvious. You need money. Everyone knows that. How can you get money? Well, what's interesting about living in a world in 2022, what's interesting about following what you're good at and what you like to do is there's a lot of new formats that produce income for people. We no longer, and it's been this way for 10, 20 years already, like we no longer have to get a job. There's so many other ways to make money, and I'll just try to go over a few of them to inspire you. So for me, let me just say what I did, and I'll tell you some other ideas. I got clients. I took my skills, I packaged them in what's called an offer, and I offered it to people. I said, I will make videos for you, 4 videos a week for $1,000, or I will make blog posts for you and I will put them to your email list, $600 a month. I will be your personal executive assistant and I will handle any marketing task for you, $2,000 a month. I will hire a team, manage them, do all your advertising on Google, do all your advertising on Facebook, $10,000 a month. I did that one. It took 4 of us though. It's not like I kept all that money. But the point is, I learned how to take skills that are outside of jobs that people don't have in their business or their personal life, package them in what's called an offer, and offer it to them. That's all it is. Packaging things in an offer and offering it. It's called an offering. People may or may not want it. If it's good, they definitely want it. If it's meh, they probably don't want it, okay? So if you can take those things that you're good at, things that you like to do, things that people need, and you start thinking about what are the problems in this world? Well, the problem is no one has any freedom. Why? Because they don't have enough money, right? If everyone had lots of money, there'd be lots of freedom. So everybody wants more money. What else do they want? They want more time, right? They don't just want to have a business, they want to have a life. How can you give people more money or more time? You can do an offering that helps them make money. So if you're that artist watching this video, you can help someone make Instagram content. You can help someone edit YouTube videos. You can help someone design banners. You can help someone create a website, put your artistry to work. If you want to help people get more time back, it's the same thing. Ask them, what are the tasks you're doing every month? Accounting, creating content, finding leads for my business, delivering the service of my business, delivering things. Like a lot of people have businesses that are restaurants. Then they have to go deliver the food. They hire someone to deliver it. That's why DoorDash is popular. That's why Uber Eats is popular, right? You have to solve a problem. You have to think about problems all the time, everywhere you go. I'm in a restaurant right now. What is the problem here? They're too slow. They take 20 minutes just to check on what you want to order. They take another 30 minutes to bring you the food. What's the problem? Management. What's the problem? Systems. What's the problem? The ordering system. What's the problem? It's empty here. There's no business here. If they had more customers, they'd have more money, they could hire more people.
The thing is, I'm a total believer.
There's so many problems that you can solve. Okay, so once you know who you are and what you're good at, you identify what is the problem I can solve for other people. And that's really in alignment with doing things that people value, doing things that people need, solving their problems. People don't pay a lot of money to just have a fancy life. They pay lots of money to solve the problems in their life. Lots of money, okay? So for me, I was solving the problem of lead generation, branding, consistency in online marketing, ranking in Google. I was solving all those problems for people. I learned how to solve those problems for people. You know how I learned that? By starting my own websites for my interests. So sometimes you're good at something. Sometimes you like something, but you're not sure if other people like it. What I was doing, I started a blog. I started a niche blog, and I just start writing blog posts, and I see if people want to read it. And if you focus on what's called a niche, which is like a tiny segment of a marketplace, market, industry, vertical, niche, okay? It kind of like gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's why my business is called Rich+Niche. I believe so much in the niche. Maybe no one even told you about a niche before. Maybe you haven't found a niche. Niches are like little groups of people who all want the same thing. Like a niche of people who want a high-end gaming environment where they have the best gaming chair, the best gaming computer, the best gaming keyboard, the best gaming lights. A niche where people need clothing for when they ride their horse as a cowboy or as an equestrian rider or as someone who's managing cattle. Like I see that all the time. Like they need special leather goods. They need special weather repellent goods. Like it's not just about selling clothes. It's about selling clothes to a specific group of people. It's not just about selling a website. It's about selling a website to a specific group of people. So back to having a niche. If you pick a niche, you can make a website about that niche. I made so many of these. And there's two things that happen from that. The first thing is my blog posts, they ranked in Google very easily because nobody else was talking about it. I was the only one, very few people. There's gotta be something that your unique history, experience, skills, and personality, this doesn't have to be a profitable venture. what this has to do is teach you the power of being narrow. And what's happened in this world is that we're in a global world, but because we can connect globally, we can find all the people in a niche through Google search, through YouTube search. I don't want to deny it. Being digitally focused is a good idea if you want freedom, because if you make a video, if you make a blog post, if you make a product, an ebook, a website, a course, it doesn't matter where you live anymore. You can find one person in Japan, one person in the UK, one person in Africa, one person in Serbia, one person in New York, one person in Toronto, one person in Mexico. Suddenly you got a community. Suddenly you have fans all over the world on a niche topic. The more niche, the better. It's a guaranteed understanding that if 1 million people in this world like what you like, think about it, 8 billion people. 1% of 8 billion people, what is that? 80 million. If 1% of 1% of the people in this world like what you like and like what you make and what you create, that's 800,000 people. If you can convert 1% of 1% of the 1% in this world, you'll have 8,000 customers. 1% of 1% of 1%. 1% of 8 billion is 80 million. 1% of 80 million is 800,000. And 1% of that, 8,000. Do you understand why this is viable now? That picking a niche, there's guaranteed 800,000 people who kind of like it. There's guaranteed 8,000 people who will buy something from you. You just have to put it out there. And that's what's cool about digital marketing, what I do. It's very versatile and universal. Doesn't matter what topic you chose in the first step. Doesn't matter what's your Ikigai. Doesn't matter what you like. You should take advantage of the digital formats to express yourself in those areas. Blogs, YouTube channel, social media. That's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. Ebooks, courses, Gumroad, Udemy, membership, community, all of those formats, you can pick any one of those, combine it with your niche, you're gonna have something that those 8,000 people want, okay? And if 10% of those 8,000 people, 800, buy everything you create because you're the only one who creates it, you're gonna be more than free than you can ever believe. You only need 1,000 people in this world to have a wonderful lifestyle and all the cash flow you need. 1% of 1% of 1%. And then 10% of those people become your fans. Okay, because 8,000 people might buy from you one time. They're not all coming back. They're gonna go buy something else. But 10% of those people, 800 of them, they're gonna buy every single thing you make. They're gonna buy every course you create on farming. They're gonna buy every course you create on raw food, vegan food. They're gonna buy every single ebook you write on relationship for people who live in remote rural areas. They're gonna buy every single course you make. They're gonna buy every song you write. They're gonna buy every piece of work you create. You have to believe in that. You have to believe in yourself that if you commit to who you are, accept who you are, develop those skills for 1 year, pick what you like, get the fire and energy, put it in a digital format, it will work. But see, no one even told you these two things in combination before. You never even heard this. I know you didn't hear this. So you didn't even believe in yourself. No one told you about 1% of 1% of 1%. So you didn't believe this. You don't believe freedom is for you. You don't believe 10,000 a month is for you. You don't believe that. Now you should. Now you should at least be like, I would try. I would dedicate 2 hours a day to figuring this out. So freedom, the recipe for freedom is self-awareness, self-acceptance, and digital formats. Right? You see it now. You see that if you be true to yourself, You are a niche. You are a natural born niche. You are 1 in 8 billion, but a bunch of people are quite interested in the same things you're interested in. I mean, that's just the way the world works. We have a universal consciousness. There's not infinite things. We all have similar lifestyles. We all have to go to bed at night. We all have to eat breakfast. We all have to earn money. We all have to raise our family. We all have to have hobbies. We all have to have relationships. Within those pillars, you have a niche. Health, wealth, relationships, everybody need those 3 things. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, basics, security, relationships, self-acceptance, self-actualization. We all going up that pyramid. Find your place. And over time, you're going to get wiser and more adept at applying yourself in this way. The first year is going to be tough. You're not going to make more than, 10, 20,000 on this idea. But if you do 3, 4, 5, 10 years in a row, it's going to ascend. And that's another thing about freedom. Cash flow is great. Everybody knows about cash flow. You're not dumb, right? You know you need cash, but what kind of cash? How could you make the cash flow better? Let me give you some more ideas on that. Is stacking flows, not just one flow. Your first flow is service. I serve you, you pay me. I give my time, you give your money. We're gonna have a lot of cash flow like that. You can just go to your neighbor right now. Can I mow your lawn? Can I trim your bushes? Can I clean your house? They're gonna give you some money. It's easy. That's an easy one for everybody. You're just probably too lazy, or you already have a job. Can I have a job? Yes. Can I have a salary? Sure. Make sure you come every single day. You only get 2 weeks off a year. You gotta come 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. You get a salary. Everyone knows that trade already. What is stacking flows? What does stacking the flow of income mean? And how would that lead to freedom? Well, for me, I started with clients. Instead of a job, I could have got a job as a digital marketer, 40K, 50K, 60K a year. I could have promoted into a manager, 80K a year. I could become a CMO, 120K a year, but all my time is gone. The freedom is not there. Is that what I want? No. Some people do. This video is not for you. You want freedom. You want time. You want space. You want family. Good. You deserve it. So stack your income flows. Forget about a job. You start with a job, but you need to put something else there. If you can move out of a job, whatever you do, or you can pick a different skill set and get clients, you can have 2 clients. You can have 3 clients. You can have 4 clients, 4 flows of income. No one puts a limit on you as a client service provider. You can clean 4 houses. You can mow 4 lawns. You can do 4 social media accounts. You can make 4 digital advertising management roles. And then what do? You hire someone to do it for you. And then you get 8. And then you hire another person. And then you get 12. Now you hire a manager and 3 people. 12 flows of income. Not easy, but that's how you start thinking clients. But here's why digital formats are important. They're automatable. You can automate so much of it. You can even automate your client work. You can automate delivery. You can automate your systems. Everything's automatable. I've learned it, I've seen it. Tools like Zapier, tools like online business systems like Kartra, System.io, These things do the work for you. And the modern entrepreneur, the modern freedom fighter must rely on automation to get liberation. Let me say that again. If you want time back, freedom, liberation, space, you must automate. You cannot do something new every day. You must seek repeatability and scalability. Learn who you are. Find out how it's valuable and offer it to people. Automate it and scale it. Liberate yourself. So, how does that look? Well, what I just told you is one-on-one service. I serve you, you pay me. What about one-to-many? What does that mean? It means instead of doing the work for one person, maybe you get 10 people and you teach them how to do it. You charge a bit less, but you're gonna make more. Maybe you run workshops every month and you teach 10 people each time. Instead of getting paid by one person $3,000 a month, 10 people pay you $1,000 and they go learn how to do it themselves, and you teach them how to hire someone on Upwork or Fiverr. You must switch from one-to-one to one-to-many. That's what I did. I asked myself, now that I have the skill, now that I can offer this to one person, how can I offer this to as many people as possible? And that's what scalability is. How can I offer to as many people as possible without impacting my time? It doesn't take 10 times as long to teach 10 people all at once. It takes the same time as teaching one person. So you gotta flip your mindset. This is the key. Stack these elements. Start with the base layer of one-on-one. Now go to one-to-many. You still got to be there though. You got to do that 10-person workshop. How do you completely remove yourself and get the ultimate freedom like me, 1 hour a day of work? What you do is you productize you. You become a product. People buy something, it's you. And they walk away and they do it themselves. There's no workshop anymore. They buy it, they do it, they're gone. It's cheaper, but it is so much more scalable. It has no time commitment from you ongoing. This is what it means to make ebooks. This is what it means to make online courses. This is what it means to make a YouTube video. I'm gonna make this video one time, invest all the time to rank it, edit it. It's done. And it's gonna serve people over and over and over again. Productize yourself. And then it becomes, oh, I gotta build a bit of a brand around myself, a bit of a style, a good name. One-on-one, one-to-many, productize yourself. And guess what? There is no limit to how many products. Once you make one product, it's very easy to make 2 and 3 and 4. And you do all the work up front. I did all the work in the last 3 years. I created 5 online courses, 2 ebooks, a community of over 500 people. It's all done. And so I flew to Mexico 4 months ago. I've barely been working. I'm making more than ever. It's all done. I'm productized, I'm available, and I can still do client work anytime I want. And if something goes wrong, you get a client, you start again. Products become irrelevant, you do them again. You remake them, 2.0 version. But you cannot achieve the productization of yourself until you love yourself, accept yourself, commit to who you are, and go from there. So you walk away from this video thinking one thing and one thing only. Who the hell am I? What the fuck am I gonna do in this planet to serve others and actually create energy, not deplete energy? Too many of you give all your time away, you're completely depleted, and then you use substances or social media or video games or pornography or whatever the hell it is you want to use to temporarily uplift yourself, and then you're dead, and back the next morning you got to chug a grande latte. I've been there. Second coffee by 11, checking the watch by 1 o'clock, no energy left, fully depleted, over and over and over and over again. Only you can make the choice to get out of that cycle. I can't do it for you. Your mom and dad can't do it for you. Your boss doesn't even want you to quit. They're using you. They're the ones getting the freedom. They made the 12 income flows. You're their slave. You have to make the choice. You have to put in the effort. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to fix your life. In fact, people are going to hold you back because they're not fixing their life. They're going to say, oh, you're not going to make it. Oh, that's too hard. Oh, that doesn't sound viable. Why don't you get a regular job? You have a hurdle to climb. You have a mountain to climb now. You have no excuse though. Why? Because I just told you the complete recipe. Are you me? No. Thank God for that. Because you need your own niche. You need your own journey. You need to become your own hero. Nobody's going to do that for you. And that's the whole point of this. And that's why only 1% of people achieve this kind of a lifestyle. Are you the 99 or are you the 1? You're going to have to think about that tonight. You're going to have to think about that at work tomorrow. You're going to have to think about that at the end of every single year. And worst case scenario, you're gonna be thinking about that on your deathbed. And that is the ultimate pain in life. That you are 23 today, 31 today, even 42 today, that you heard this video and then in 25 years you didn't even do anything. Is it gonna kill you to take a break off your job and get a side hustle? Like, I did DoorDash and Uber Eats when I needed cash and I wasn't at this stage yet. I found something that can feed me a bit of money while I can skill up and figure out who the hell I am and test it out. You're gonna have to test it out. You're gonna have to put a few little teasers out there, a few videos on YouTube, a few videos on TikTok, a few blog posts. You're gonna have to go create those niche sites. You're gonna have to write that ebook. I wrote 3 failed ebooks. No one knows about them. I created an online course with 20 videos. No one ever saw it. I created 10 YouTube channels. No one ever visited them. But that's the difference between you and me. I want freedom more than you. What can I say? I want it bad. There's nothing that was going to stop me from getting this. And I pray to God that you can find that sort of motivation for yourself, because when you get freedom, is when you can achieve the ultimate self-actualization of what you're meant to do in this world. Anything less, you'll always be reaching. You'll always look outside yourself. You'll never feel at ease with what you've accomplished. Every night I go to bed completely at peace. Every day I'm ready to go do it again, and I'm happy to do it. I'm out of space.
Okay, keep going here. Shall we just go like that?
Yeah. Listen, guys, this is such a long video. I think I've told you everything I can about freedom. I'm on my other camera now. Go do something about what I just told you. Go make something of all this. I believe it's a recipe for success, and I believe if you watch every video on my channel, you will discover something within you. This is why my channel exists, to set a fire for you, to light that flame in your life that's missing and have an actionable skill set that can make it all real.